Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. I didn't make a holiday card yesterday, so I'm going to make one today. But you can take this card and put any embellishment on it, and so it can be a birthday card, a sympathy card, any occasion card. I'm just going to happen to decorate this one for Christmas. Now, when I cut out my card bases, I always have like strips at the end because I do 5x7 cards. I cut it 7 inches wide, which gives me like 1.5 inch strip on the side. So today I have cut them all up. Well, not all of them because I have quite a few. I cut them into 1/2 inch strips, and I'm going to weave a background today, I hope. I'm starting with my 5x7 card. This is 10 inches by 7 inches. You score it at the 5 inch mark, fold it, and crease it with your bone folder. And then I cut out a black background from the GinaK Master Layouts 8. This measures 6 3/8 by 4 3/8. So that'll go on here. And then I have a piece of white. Now this is going to get cut down, but I'm starting with a larger piece at 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And this is what I'm going to weave my strips on. And I have already cut out, this is Spellbinders Layered Poinsettia. And I have already cut this out in this is a mirrored cardstock, but red and green. These were Tonic Studios. And then I have this sentiment, I believe I got this on Amazon. It just says Christmas greetings. It's a simple one. I have it in white for now. It's not going to stay white because it's going to be on a white card. So I will color that in with something when I'm done. So I'm just going to set all of this aside, get a drink real quick here, pardon me. Doesn't bother me till I start talking, then I need a drink. So on this piece, I'm going to be putting on double-sided adhesive tape, and I already have a piece cut that I used before. This is not the right size. This I got from stamponit.net at a rubber stamp convention I went to. It's not wide enough, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on in pieces. But if you have a piece big enough to cover whatever you need it for, that's what you use. I'm just going to cut this down here. And then I'll put it over here. And I'm just going to piece it on because I don't want to waste anything. This stuff was expensive. I think this was 23 something for a roll. Most likely well worth it. But it's expensive enough that I don't want to waste any scraps. And this is just going to hold down my woven pieces. So it doesn't have to be precise, just needs to be on there enough to hold my pieces. Okay. Now I'm just going to pull down, I'm going to burnish this a little bit, and I'm just going to use my scissor handle. And I'm not pulling the whole backing off yet, because if I did that, that would be a royal mess. I'm just going to peel down a little bit, if I can get it off the corner here. Just a smidgen, and I'm just going to fold that over because I just want it to hold my top layer of strips on. And I haven't counted my strips, I just kind of guesstimated how many I think I would need for my paper. So I'm going to go, and I'm starting with my top layer, and I'm just going to put my strips across, and these are all longer than I need them to be. I'm going to leave a hair gap between them, just not even 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/16 of an inch, because I'm going to weave through these, but I want to leave a little space between. This will take the longest time. But not a horrendous amount of time. I hope not. I kind of got this idea from May. She did this on a card front, but she slit the actual card base and then was weaving the strips in and out of the actual base. And I thought, well, I could do that just on a card front without actually using the base of the card, and it would be a lot easier, I thought. And then when I'm done, I'm going to cut this out using the master layout. Okay, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 across the 6 3/4. Now this piece, I'm just gonna weave in just like I would over and under. And then I'm going to slide that up as far as I can get it to the top. And that should be good. Now the next piece will just, if you remember you're weaving from school, it's just every other one, over and under. And then slide it to the top. And I'm not going to get all the way. I don't want this to be like snug as a bug in a rug. I want it just to be a little bit of space in between them. Okay, on to the next one. Now this will be thick, I think, to die cut through. So I'm probably going to need a shim or two, because this is going to be a lot of paper for the metal die to cut through. And I may end up just cutting it with my guillotine cutter. All right, and I'm just going to keep going. So feel free to fast forward. It's not going to take a horrendous amount of time here, but enough that you might get bored watching it. And that's okay. I kind of want you to see how long this actually takes. I'm just doing like a lattice design. Well, I am doing a lattice design. A basket weave. This is going to use up a lot of my white scraps. That basket doth overflow. You see, I'm leaving a little bit of space in between. I'm thinking maybe 3 or 4 more strips here, and this ought to do it. Now, if you had the time, you could do a whole 8.5 sheet of 11 paper and just cut it up into pieces after you're done, whatever size you want. All right, I think 2 more pieces should do this. Now you could even do this with varying height pieces. Let's see, I'm going to slide that. I want that a little closer. Okay, one more strip to complete this. Okay, now this piece is a little, I can move that one over a smidge, I think. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back here and peel off my adhesive a little bit at a time. And there's just one piece I pieced over here. Is it over here? Yeah, right there. Okay. Now that is all stuck down. Now I'm just going to trim off the ends here. All right, now let me see if I can possibly die cut this out. Now there'll be a few little end pieces here that I'll need to glue down, but I will do that after cut out. I'm gonna try the Master Layouts 8 with the stitch die. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a try. And I'm going to put a metal shim in just to try. And I'm going to run it through my machine. And I moved it back a little bit so I have to stand up. All right. Let me see if that cut it out. Well, it indented it. But it did not cut all the way through. But however, I have that nice stitched edge. So now I'm just gonna, oh look, it's pretty much like those old paper dolls I had when I was a kid. They were mainly punched out, but then you just kind of ran your scissors along them and finished the job. So I think if I would have used a second metal shim, it would have cut right through, because it pretty much did. There's only a few little spots. All right, now I have a nice woven stitched edge. And a whole bunch of white scraps again. Okay, now I'm going to put this together with my black base. Let's just move all of these over here. And wherever that, I got a little smudge on here. Let's see if that's adhesive or, yep, that was adhesive. This adhesive eraser works great. All right, so I'm gonna fit that on here. This is real thick. This feels like chipboard almost. It's that thick. So I am amazed that that did die cut out. So if you do this, it might add a little weight to a card that you want to mail. So just keep that in mind. You could use copy paper if you didn't want to use cardstock. but I had the cardstock scraps I wanted to use up. And see, now you could just decorate this with any design, any floral. It doesn't have to be a Christmas card. I'm just going to sit this on for a minute while I clean up all of these scraps over here. These little pieces, I will put them in the bin. The larger strips, I will still keep for something else. Like these, I'll keep. These I won't. Okay. Now to decorate. This Spellbinders flower, I love this poinsettia. It comes out with such a detailed design on the petal leaves. It's like embossed at the same time. And I kind of want to put this down here, I think. I don't know if I want one flower or two, or leaves, 2 leaves. And then the Christmas greetings, I want to put up here. I don't want to leave that white. So while I'm putting this together, I will be thinking of what color, pardon me. I'm just going to use my glue dots, my Zots. I don't want to add a lot of dimension to this because of that, all of the layers of cardstock that are already on there. It makes this heavy enough. And I'm going to put the leaf off the edge of the center panels. And the same down here. And I want this so that the flower is off, but not hanging off the bottom, because I still want this to fit in the envelope. Now for the center of this, see, just by using the Zot in the middle, you can pop this up a little bit. If this card's going to be hand delivered, and then it will go flat pretty much for in the post office, but you can just fluff it up a little bit. Now, I want to pick, I have these gold, that one was way too big. These gold domes. Oh, that's a good size one. I'm going to put this down with my art glitter glue. And I think, and a Zot. I'm going to double up on this because, just because. For one, the mirror cardstock is a little slippery. Now to figure out, I know these have little itty bitty teeny tiny ones in here. And I think I want to put some of those randomly across the card. Let's just drop some on to see. Yeah, they'll look nice on the card. Now I just have to figure out placement. But this, I think I want to do in, let's do it in red. And I could have cut it out from the red mirror cardstock. That would have worked too. I'm just looking over here at my alcohol inks. I've got this geranium, but I'm looking for tomato because I want to see what is the better color. And I'll use one of these little scraps. That is the tomato. And this is geranium. I want to go with the tomato. So I'm just going to use, this was the back of the sticky paper. I'm just going to use this to color on. Now I'm just going to go along the edges, make sure that I got all of the white covered so that it doesn't necessarily look like you colored a piece of white cardstock. Unless you want the shadow of the white showing, you could do that. All right. Put the cat back on this. And the Christmas greetings, I think I'm going to put right there. I'll just use the other piece on my glue. That way I don't get glue on my glass mat. You could layer this up as several layers of the cardstock if you want. I don't want to add any more weight to this particular card. Now, where are my tweezers? There they are. Okay, I figure out where I want to put my embellishments. I'm going to put one right here. I kind of like one right there. I'm going to put one up here. Let's see if I have one slightly bigger. These I got from Amazon, and it comes in a mixed variety of sizes. And I think I'm going to put one on the polka dots of the greeting. That's enough. I'm going to stop there. Okay, and that is my card for today. I really like the basket weave pattern. It does make for a heavy card. I'm thinking that this would be maybe a little additional postage, but it would be great for a hand-delivered card. And just think, if you change up the flower, or put a bouquet over here or something, or you could even put a leaf. Make this a sympathy card. Do this maybe in pastels, pinks, greens, blues, yellows, and make it for a baby card. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And as of this morning, I only have 36 more subscribers to go before I reach 1,000. Thank you all so very much. And when I reach 1,000, I am having a giveaway. Right now, it's looking like 5 or 6 prizes. They're not big prizes by any stretch of the word, but I will be giving away some items. Thank you again so much for watching. As I'm sitting here looking at it, I think the Christmas greetings would need to be in a bigger font, bigger die cut. I think that would look even better.